Good morning and good day. Welcome to episode 9 of Centize Unity Through Hypnosis. Today, I'm super excited to introduce my best friend, Russell. He is here today. He's here to talk about his QHHT experience, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique. Thank you, Russ, for being here today. I truly appreciate it. And before we dive in, I want you to tell me, what did you think QHHT was?
Well, wasn't 100% sure when I went to QHHT. My wife told me about it, that you were doing it, and just wasn't 100% sure right off the bat whether this was something that was going to work for me or not. I thought maybe this was, some crackpot thing my wife got me into again and not something real, I mean, but
I love
yeah, I
that you
mean,
use the word again.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, my wife's got me on all kinds of things. You and her got me in trouble a lot. So anyway, but no, but QHHT, yeah, that's what I thought it was when I first went into it. Was something I
Nice.
wasn't sure about.
Did you did you at all have any expectations going in, or did you try to go in with none?
I went in open minded because I didn't know. Like I said, when I went, I thought, well, is this really going to help me and everything else? And then I was convinced to go in with an open mind and just kind of keep everything, you know is this going to be real? Is this really going to help me? Yeah, don't just get rid of all that stuff and ignore that. Go in. What have you got to lose, basically? Is this going to help me? Sure, why not? I'll go in there. And plus, my best friend's doing it, so that helps too.
Had you ever done hypnosis before?
I'd never done Well, I'd done it as a comedy act. Somebody had hypnotized me on stage as a comedy act, but that's about the only thing I'd ever done. I haven't done anything like a QHHT session before, no.
So nothing like truly deep.
Right.
Okay. Do you remember at all how it felt when you dropped into the hypnosis state? Like, especially
Um,
thinking back to your first session, because I know we've had multiple together, but
yeah. Well, I don't remember a whole lot once you got me into hypnosis. Um, I just remember that there were two words, and I don't remember what they are. But as soon as you said them, I was gone, and I was in a deep hypnosis form, and I just don't remember a whole lot. Um, My second one, I kind of remembered some. I was able to recall to my wife about some more of that on my
Mhm.
second one. But my first one, I had to rely on my recording to figure out what I had said,
Mhm.
and I didn't know whether what was going on. Did I say something I was going to embarrass myself with or something? It was what was going on. So
Incriminating information, huh?
incriminating information, right?
Did anything surprise you about the process or anything that came to that was like, "Huh."
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to kind of believe in past life experience my wife had gotten me into before. I was just on the edge of believing this. Didn't know how far I wanted to went on, but from listening to the recordings and knowing how much tulips play a part in my life, in my past life, is kind of insane. To be real honest with you, that was kind of surprising because I don't. I like the flower, but it's not something I would readily go out and buy. I mean, it kind of surprises me that me being a tulip farmer and being well off as a tulip farmer was one of my experiences where I went to.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because that was one of the ones that was significant for me with you, was the whole tulip thing. And before then, we had talked about
Yes.
you know, the tulips and, you not really liking, like, you like the flower, but it's not one you'll buy. And then you had that regression and you were
Mhm.
at the farm and you were a tulip farmer. It was so cool because you were so descriptive. in the entire process.
Yeah, after listening to the recording, I'm going, wow, I was really, really deep there. I was
Mhm.
describing things I would have never have done. I mean, it was crazy. It just seemed unreal, basically, to me.
Mhm. When you came out of the session, how are you feeling? Are you feeling like, "Do I believe in it a little bit more, or am I still,
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
fence?"
yeah. I mean, I was developing a little bit stronger belief in what it was because when I come out, and listening to my sessions, there was some questions about healing my body. Um, I come out of that feeling I was tired at first and kind of drained, but I got up. My knees weren't bothering me. My shoulders and my neck were feeling real good. I got rid of the spots. I still don't have the spots in my eyes, the little floaters. I don't still don't have those.
That's amazing.
The ringing in my ears has subsided substantially.
Wonderful.
So haven't got totally gone yet, but there are days that I don't hear it at all. So and those are becoming more common.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's huge.
yeah.
Yeah, because the ringing
So
was really prominent for you.
yeah, it was, and it was really bothering me to the time that I was, really frustrated. It was affecting my sleep. It was affecting how I did things a lot of times, and
Mhm.
now that I'm not, my guides are getting me how I can focus on other things now instead of just that
Mhm.
is is what has helped me so much. So
That's wonderful. Yeah, I remember after your first session and speaking with your subconscious, your subconscious, oh my gosh, is funny and hilarious and just, it's like talking to an old friend. And your subconscious, I remember after your first, not episode, session, said that they wanted you to come back and have another session, but needed you to deepen your belief.
right.
And I remember the significant difference between your first session and your second session. Now, tell me about your second session. Tell all the listeners, because your second session was like watching a freaking movie, even though I couldn't see anything, but it was like I was there with you the entire time, and it was one of my favorite experiences.
Well, I mean, I can go into some of them. I don't know if I want to go into the
Hmm.
greatest detail, but you know, I was battling a darkness, and it was coming to the surface. That was eventually what was happening. Was I was battling some type of pain or darkness that was going,
Hmm.
coming into my life somehow. We started out on a beach. I could remember that I was with my friends. I was assuming it was you and Susan, but it didn't look like you and Susan. It was that you guys looked different. Even my wife looked different, and so,
Hmm.
but I was comfortable with everybody there. I was very comfortable with those. I knew you were my friends, but there was times I didn't want you guys to go into certain locations because it was there was no light. It was darkness, and I remember changing into a scene after that. Kind of changing into a scene of being a female, almost like in the Orient, I guess is how I would describe it. Um,
Hmm.
Bringing water to a dragon god. Why does a dragon god need water? I wouldn't know because they breathe fire, or whatever. But there was significance in this water. I knew there was significance in everything I was doing. It was showing me a path,
Yep.
and and then I get out of that. I go down in the temple. I go farther into this temple, down some stairs with a torch, Then I'm now a guard or a knight of some kind, and I have a hooded figure that is next to me that helps me battle the darkness and is protecting me.
Yes.
So um, that was amazing there. And then I come out of this and felt just like what the hell just happened kind of thing. You know, when I come back and some things about that I remember. It's kind of vague on some of it. Some of it I don't remember. Um, I
the
well,
the
go ahead.
common theme with your and with all of your sessions, both of them,
Right,
is that you've always been the protector.
right.
And isn't that something you learned about yourself for this,
Yes.
for here and now, as you are
Oh yeah. A,
the
a
leader?
builder and a protector.
Hmm.
Yeah. I've always been good with my hands, you know. And then one scene I had, I can't remember if it was my first or second session, sitting at the top of the hill, looking down on the village that I had built with my family and with my dog sitting beside me and just looking down on everybody, um, being proud of what I built.
Yeah, yeah. You were older, right? You had
Yeah.
I remember you had a big gray beard, right? I
Hmm.
remember. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
yes. That was incredible.
Yeah.
That
And
was incredible.
watching the children play down below and just in awe of what had transpired. Basically what I
Mhm.
had built with my family.
That's amazing. What messages do you think came through that felt the most powerful out of your QHHT sessions?
Well, my belief, is a big one. Having to be stronger in the belief of what you can't go into this thing. You have to go in open minded. You can't go in like, oh, this is a crackpot thing. You won't ever get any. You won't get anywhere with it.
Right.
You won't. Um, some people may think it's not savory to be in this, but it's not going to hurt you. It's something you can walk away from if you choose. You don't have to do this. It's something that is a choice, and nobody's forcing you to do this. It's a choice
Mhm,
you want to do.
mhm.
And, you know, the most powerful thing out of my move was my choice to be the protector and builder. And as I come back, as we have moved back closer to my family, I feel a stronger need to be involved with where my kids are, what are they doing, how can I best help them. It's what is it I can do to best help everybody.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, so that's always stuck with me and everything else. And oh god, anyway, I just got to chill down my back. Anyways,
That's confirmation right there.
anyways, it doesn't have anything to do with it's like 17 degrees here. I mean, I don't know about that, but no, I definitely got confirmation. It's nice and warm in this room where
Good.
I'm at. But yeah, I definitely got confirmation of what my task is supposed to be. And here lately, during meditation, I've been really in deep with my spirit guides. Um, the number 4 has been very prominent in me,
Mhm.
with me. I was supposed to tell you about my last session, which was I got to fly around on a giant eagle. Um,
What? That's
yes,
so cool.
and there was 4 eagles,
There were 4 eagles. Oh my
four
gosh.
eagles. And then when we landed, the one eagle that I was riding on transformed into a deer.
Wow.
So
Transformation.
transformation, it was a very strong message that I'm starting to open up my transformation is really opening up,
Yes.
into the belief in the QHHT and the part of that my spirit guides and everything else is really coming along. I
Yeah.
really thank them every day. They even let me know when I'm wrong about not being nice to my wife every once in a while. So they tell me I need to straighten it up. Um,
What a team you
so
have.
yeah, I do. I have a red one, which his name is Shiloh. My blue one, his name is so long. He just told me to call him M.
Love it.
M. And he's a jokester. I have a yellow one that's always an animal
Nice.
of some kind.
I was gonna say,
My white one is just light,
just like, yep,
just light,
that
and
makes sense.
yeah, and but my red spirit guide comes always showing up in jeans and a hoodie. I can't ever see its face, but it's always in jeans and a hoodie.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it always makes me comfortable around it. To
Good.
where I'm not afraid that I want to talk to it.
Hmm.
You know, um, but I did have the question of, well, so you're talking to your spirit guides, isn't this like praying and talking to God? And I kind of said, yeah, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
You're still talking to somebody, and you're to somebody you can't see, basically.
Right.
So that
You're believing in something more.
I'm believing in something more. Yes,
Hmm.
and so it's similar. It really is. So there is something spiritual there, and
Yeah. I mean, look
it
how
is.
different your life has changed since
Oh
you
yeah.
started. Since
I,
this session and you started meditating and getting in being connected with your team.
yeah. I'm not as grouchy as I was. Well, Sheree and I don't. We used to argue with one each other and have some pretty deep, intense arguments, and we don't do that anymore. I'm more relaxed going into things. I'm
Wonderful.
more, you know, I don't let things get to me. My brother used to always get to me back at when I'd go visit my parents. I don't even allow that to happen anymore. I just kind of let him spew his spew and go on. And
Wonderful.
it's just been an awesome experience. It has gotten me to a point that I'm just chill now. I don't. I go into things relaxed. I don't go guns blazing into anywhere. I mean, even if somebody really irritates me, I'm not angry. I mean, my spirit guides don't want me angry. They want me constantly building, whether it's relationships or whether friendship relationships or whether it's the stronger connection with my wife, the stronger connection with my kids, that they're always kind of wanting me to build, and
That's
keep
good.
that, so
That's a great reflection of the amount of healing you have done
yeah,
in your own life. Because as
yeah,
we overcome these fears and we overcome these limiting beliefs, we go within and heal internally. That leaves
mhm,
space for peace to settle
yeah,
within. And look at how calm and non-reactive you are in
yeah,
situations that you would once just snap.
yeah. I mean, I had my buttons pushed a lot over Thanksgiving, with my brother and my dad's funeral and everything like that when he passed. And I just was like, you know what? I would go talk to my guides and they would say, you're building this. This is your stepping stones. This is your test. This
Hmm.
is your test on how you're going to build your inner self and you know, keep yourself calm. How are you going to do it? And I just would allow them to, they would tell me, well, you need to breathe, you need to relax, you need to just take a moment, walk away,
Hmm.
take a moment, and build yourself back up, no matter how bad you're
That's
feeling
amazing.
now. So, yeah,
Wow.
that, they've helped me. They've helped me a ton. My spirit guides have helped me a ton, and I've got two of them constantly around me. Is what I was told. I have two of them constantly around me, which I think sometimes it's M because of some of the things that happen, and Shiloh, which is the red one. Um, I think he's constantly there. Every once in a while, they'll bring my Chansey, my little Chihuahua dog.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, they'll bring him into there and go. As a calming part of uh, the session, my meditation. They'll bring him in and so I'll get real emotional and I'll cry, but he's like, he remembers dad and everything else and comes up to me, but then he leaves with Shiloh whenever he goes. So
Oh, but that's so cool that they bring him in, though. That's
yes,
amazing.
yeah,
So, do you feel connected to something bigger now more than ever?
yeah, I do. I feel like I'm connected to a bigger something. I don't want to say it's. I just want to say it's something bigger. I mean, you can't really put a finger on what it exactly is.
Mm-hmm.
It's something bigger. You're connected to something bigger. Something big is coming down the pipe. You know it. You feel it. You can. Every time you get a chill down your back, you're what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
is my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, besides the physical changes in your body and your belief, did you notice any other changes in your life since the session compared to things that happened prior to the session?
Um, just just not allowing what just when I get to the moment of the discipline, basically, hey, am disciplined now since after the session on when I get things that drag me down. I go into a meditation session. I go to a quiet time in a meditation session and breathe and just take the negativity out of things. I have learned that from my sessions, from where before I was always going to the negative before, where now
Mhm.
I'm staying with the positive and going, not going to immediately do the worst case scenario of something, what's going to happen.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So, how many times a day do you think you meditate now?
Um, uh, Sometimes three, but it's been mainly one time a day at night.
Nice.
Um, on the weekends, we try to do a little more because we're
Hmm.
home. But and my office, I'll shut my door and I'll meditate. Sometimes in my office, especially when I'm struggling to get a project done, I'll go guide me through this, help me with how to do these things, and I'll eventually figure it out and get it done. Like right now, something clicked. I was going, guides help me figure out how to do this Word document. And all of a sudden, boom, it was like, oh yeah, I can merge the cells in this and all this other stuff. And now I know what I'm doing with it.
I
So
love that you're choosing to go within in a time of, I don't want to say struggle, but whenever you're approached with a problem. So a lot of people,
mm,
I think they come into a situation like that and they continue to just stir in that situation and they get frustrated and then it propels their day forward into continuous frustration
right,
down the line, where you're
right.
choosing to actually stop, go within, and then see it from a different perspective or get assistance from
Yeah.
your team, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
They're opening my eyes a little more and or, I'll get this message like, stop, go down, get something to drink, walk away, figure it out. And then say take 10 minutes, and I'll take 10 minutes and I'll go back up there and I'll take a deep breath and away I go again, and I'm good to go.
I love that. I love that. So what would you say to someone who's curious or nervous about trying, a hypnosis technique such as QHHT or even the one that I developed since, which is healing through hypnosis? Yep.
Well, I what I would tell somebody who's going to do that, that's nervous. I was nervous first going in, but leave an open mind.
Mhm.
Go in there. You're not going to spill anything incriminating. You're not, don't go in thinking, you're going to be asked silly, stupid questions about, some weird. He's not going to make you cluck like a chicken or go around every time you hear a certain word, you're going to bark like a dog. It's not going to be something like that.
You won't be
No,
surprised how many people actually think that. That is what I will do. I'm like, you're not gonna bark like a dog when you leave, I promise.
right. And so once you go into that, you just keep an open mind. You may not have a belief in it, but think about what the possibilities are. I guess is when you come out. What have you got to lose?
You're right. You're
You
absolutely
know,
right.
you're just going in and nobody's messing with your mind. You're not on a brain scan or anything like that. You're just tapping into your inner self.
Mhm.
I was scared to figure out what I would find out of my inner self, to be real honest with you.
You were scared.
I
Oh.
was I was scared because I didn't know what my inner self was going to tell me, you
Oh.
know.
Mhm.
So, but I'm glad, absolutely glad I did it because I needed to know everything my inner self was telling me.
Mhm.
It freed up a lot of tension and just you don't have to have a belief in it necessarily.
Mhm.
Just go in with an open mind. See what it'll do for you. And now I wish I was near you so I could have another session with you.
I know, I
'Cause
still have your keyword.
yeah, I know. And there's been half the time I've been wanting to call you going, "Hey, give me those keywords because I can't sleep tonight." But I'm afraid if I do that, then I'm going to have some weird dream that's not. But yeah, after one something some people should know though, after you have a session, you will have some strange dreams that you can't process.
Yep.
Thankfully, I had you to help me process and go through that and understand what those were.
Mhm.
So it was it was a really enlightening experience. I really wish I would have done maybe went into a third session. But my OC or my SC said I didn't need one, so
Yep.
um, maybe they believe I can handle it well enough on my own, and with the guidance of my wife and you on the other end. Yeah, I know you're only a phone call away, and
Mhm.
just need to unpack the number four sometimes. And what's this? It still comes about after a month right now, and it's not
I don't for some reason, foundation is coming to my mind with the number 4.
something about foundation because that's what my life path number is a four, and it
Mhm.
talks about foundation and building and there's a couple others on there that I don't remember, but
You're building the foundation for your purpose right now. I mean,
yes, I am.
you moved into a position that is going to lead you to another path that you know of, and
Right,
now you've got a home, and now you know exactly where you're supposed to go from there. So you're building the foundation of your
right,
purpose in this life,
yeah, I am,
and you're
and
transforming.
I am very much transforming. I definitely feel the transformation happening every day. Uh, so, but you could come over and help me unload these boxes.
Dude, I'll be right there, I promise.
I'm sure you will. Sure you will.
I'll just blink and I'll be there.
Yeah. It's not like Bewitched or anything like that. You can't do that stuff.
Yeah, that would be nice though, right?
Wiggle your nose or
Hmm.
whatever and be here and But yeah,
You know,
I've been really thankful of my QHHT session and where it's guided me.
that's great. I'm glad to hear that because the one thing that I always I when I think back to all the people I put through a session, and I think back to yours, and I think back to your wife's, and I think back to where you were prior to a
Hmm.
QHHT session. Like, your wife Sheree and I would talk all the time. She'd be like, "Oh, I wish Russ would meditate with me. I wish he'd meditate with me." And you were not there yet. You were not there yet. And then it was like you had your sessions, and then you started to meditate, and you're such a visual person, which is amazing. And then everybody has different, abilities. And yours is visual, and you it's like every time you get these incredible experiences. I know Sheree and I would be talking, and you're like, damn it, Russell just started meditating and he's already seeing all this shit. And I've been doing it for months. I ain't seeing anything.
It's kind of pissing her off a little bit, I mean,
It's so funny to talk about it because I'd be like, what did Russ see tonight?
yeah. And there'd be sometimes I would go, not a thing. And then there'd be other nights go, let me tell you the list I made. So
Yeah, I would hear about the nights that you didn't see something. I'd be like, for real? He didn't see anything? Are you joking right now?
a lot of times it would just be standing there, me and Shiloh just standing there looking off to the horizon, just I think it was just to try to get me to a relaxed state. Maybe I was in a little tense moment at the time, but a relaxed state of being, just to enjoy it, enjoy life. He's saying just view what you have out here, see what you have, enjoy it. And I don't know whether it's he or she. I call it he, but whether it's he, she,
Yep.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But it looks like a he. He's built really big and looks strong. And M is not quite so big and strong. He's kind of a weenie, but he's a jokester. Um,
He's going to hear that and be like, oh, you call me weenie. Wait till you go to meditation
yeah.
tonight.
Oh yeah. He's gonna give me a weird dream tonight just to be a jokester tonight. Just so
Wow.
but yeah, it's been amazing. Just I'm going to touch on it again. I really never thought this would be something I would do.
Mhm.
I just heard Cherie do it all the time and thought, whatever, this isn't something I'm going to do or take on. And I'm glad she kept on me about it and there was something tugging at me the whole time going, because when you scheduled our first session, I was really thinking about canceling it because I don't know if I do this, but he's a good friend and he's really diving into this and I want to support him and I'm going to do this and sure he kept telling me to go in with an open mind and being that way and going in open minded, I am so glad I did it. I am so thankful I did it.
I love that.
Um, yeah. So to those out there that really want to do it, just don't don't think it's something bad.
Mhm.
It's gonna do nothing but help you.
Yep. And to the people that don't know how or what QHHT does and the healing through hypnosis that I also offer, it's all about getting you connected to your higher
Mhm.
self and your team. And once you are connected,
Yeah,
you're unstoppable at that point. They can get
absolutely.
messages to you through synchronicities, through whatever way that you have set up prior to reincarnation. And it's beautiful. And it's
It
beautiful.
is. It is. And there's been times you've sent out Dragon Healing and told me there's a text and I've had a burst of energy.
Mhm. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I would be tired, and all of a sudden I was like, I got to get up and go do something. You know, I don't feel like I need to be sitting here. I need to go do something. So, um,
That's amazing.
yeah,
I
it,
love it.
it, it just feels so good, and um, I'm looking forward to more healing. Talking to my if I can get deep enough to talk to my SC. My SC hasn't come out lately, but it's just been my guides, and I want to talk to my SC and talk to her about helping me heal on some things that I've got some ailments that I need healed, and have her help me with that, or have my SC help me with that, and see where I can go from there with it. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you always ask for help because they will not help because of free will unless
right.
you ask.
hmm Yeah.
For
And I've been hesitant to ask because yeah, I know my SC was a chatty catty when we had our sessions.
I loved having a conversation with your IC. It was amazing.
um, but sometimes is she going to be as chatty with me? I couldn't pull my SC out like you did. I don't know if I'd be able to pull it through to the surface like you did.
Mm.
Um, there are some people down where my daughter lives that are in the level 1 and 2 QHHT, which I've almost been kind of tugged to go that way, but I'm like, it's not Aiden. It's not Aiden. I, I don't, eh, and I shouldn't feel this way, but and nobody should feel this way. I don't feel I guess I feel more comfortable with you as you did it because how close we are and friends.
Hmm.
But and I shouldn't feel that way not having somebody else do it. I'm
Hmm.
just afraid they're not going to be able to get where you got. And then I'm going to come out disappointed. I guess
Right.
that's what's bothering me about it. So,
You got to trust your gut, trust your intuition,
my
and have zero expectation of the outcome.
yep, I know. I know. Trust me,
Hmm.
I'm getting that push as well too. So, I'll get the nerve up one of these times and go again to a QHHT session down there in Lawrence where my daughter is, and go through it. And I always enjoy talking with her about her session and stuff. And
Good, good. Well, Russ, I want to thank you for joining me today on this
absolutely,
episode. This has been absolutely fun. And to everybody listening, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. With much love and much thanks.